Every car that rolls into your shop is more than just a repair, it's someone's lifeline. Now, what if every repair could also be a lifeline for someone in need? When you join Community Pay It Forward, a portion of each job can help a family, veteran, or nonprofit without costing your customer anything extra. With the Shop, Click, and Pick program, your shop keeps cars running. Let's keep communities running too. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Welcome to a new week. Welcome to Footprints Forward. My name is Zak Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. We're going to do it again. All right. And I wanted to come on before I played this next little part because I want to make sure that we make this part stand out. What we're going to be talking about today could affect people in a negative way. It could trigger some people, and that's not my intention, but it could. It can be used for different, in a different way, which I hope to God we're all adult enough that we're not going to do that. Look, this episode today, I'm not sitting here trying to point fingers, and I am definitely not trying to make light of something that could be affecting someone in a negative way. We're going to be talking about something that is in the news and is very highly negatively charged. I'm going to try to keep my own biases out of this. I am going to do my best not to let my beliefs influence this conversation. I ask that you take and use the comments section right here on your social media tab if you have something to say. But you do need to understand, and I am going to make this very, very clear. This is not a left or right conversation. This is a conversation about how this treatment can negatively affect someone, but we need to learn about how it can positively affect someone as well. It's like every other treatment out there. There's going to be negative, there's going to be positive effects on it. It's how you use it and how responsible you are personally. We are going to be talking about ketamine today. Please understand, again, this is not political. This is not getting into political. This is about the treatment of ketamine, how it can affect you, the negatives and the positives. Okay, now before we get started on that, I do want to bring up something. We have an opportunity to, here at Community Pay It Forward, we have an opportunity to get some equipment that can help us raise money for people when they need money. And I am going to ask for your help. Um, as you can see, I attempted to do a little decoration today, or actually this weekend, and I created a couple shirts for my wife and I. We are the only ones who have them right at this point, but we are going to offer them to you. We've got some decal shirts that we are going to be sharing with everyone, the designs, and each decal shirt has its own different look to it, and we would like to share them with you. If you would like to join us as a community partner, a decal shirt would be $25. You can get it personalized, and I am very, very sorry about that. You know what? We'll leave it at $30. What the hell? Uh, Personalized, you can get it for $30. If you're one of our partners, you can get your shirt. This is what the personalized would look like with your name here. Okay. If you are a partner, you can get a shirt with your logo up front. This can be your logo instead of our logo, as you see right here. You would have giving partner, or you would have mission partner, whatever your partnership is with us, would be there. And whatever name you would like on the bottom. If you would like it your company name, or if you would like it your personal name, that's fine. Or you can be a super partner, and your name would all the stuff would appear like it does here, but your logo would also be on the back of every shirt that we print from that point on. So we will have the form out and ready for this until that form is out. If you would like one of those shirts, I ask you to please contact me. You can get a hold of me, and we will get you a shirt started immediately. There's going to be different colors, of course, different sizes. Each different color is going to have a color print that's going to allow it to be seen. So we are working on these. Each one is handcrafted because they are the decal shirts. Okay. They are not meant to last forever, but you know what? I've done quite a few of these, and they've lasted for quite a while. So I get a little bit better at them as we go on. But you know what? Here's the great thing about it is, as soon as this shirt gets done, as soon as we get this program to where we can raise money for smaller, like house fires and stuff like that, we can help people out better that way when we get this program in, and we can get this done. So if you buy a shirt today, it could help us get to where we need to be in that way, and we can really start helping people in communities. Get your shirt today. Like I said, you can get it personalized. You can get it with your company on it, whatever you want to do. But make sure that you contact me. You can use the QR code up in the corner right now, which is for my card. That is the best way to contact me. That is my digital business card. For my card is one of our great giving sponsors, giving partners. If you utilize them, you get to give back to a partner of your choice. Would your company like to be part of something revolutionary? Would you like to be part of something that is going to be the best way to support small nonprofits, people in the community, families that need your help? All you have to do is look at this information, the giving partner information. You can see how you can take your business and turn it into a pathway of giving. This is how you can find out how to be one of those partners who needs a little bit of assistance. Let us tell your story. Let us tell people who you are. And then, of course, right there is how you can join the program today. You can join for free, or you can pay a little bit to get a lot of it. So please take a look at all those, and let's talk about what let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you've got going on. Let's talk about what's how we can help you. First thing I want to talk about when it comes to this is I need you all to understand: do not wait. Do not wait. Life is precious. If you see somebody who's struggling with ketamine use, you see somebody who's struggling with the effects of ketamine, if you see somebody who accidentally or purposely, whichever one, over overdid it, get a hold of somebody, please. Make sure that you get a hold of somebody. And I'm going to share this one with you right now because this is so very important. And this is the signs of somebody who's in trouble with ketamine problems. Okay. Some of the symptoms are severe confusion or delirium, muscular rigidity or immobility, loss of coordination, slowed or stopping of breathing, unconsciousness or coma, bluish lips or fingertips, nausea or vomiting, seizures, and it says these are rare but possible at high doses, chest pain or irregular heartbeat, which is always something that if you notice somebody who is suffering with this, you need to get them in immediately. Some of the psychological or cognitive symptoms are extreme disassociation, complete detachment from reality, severe uh, hallucinations, or paranoia, panic attacks or intense anxiety, violent behavior or self harm. And look, the first and most important thing that you need to do is call 911 immediately. If you are safe, stay in the room with the person, keep them as calm as you can. If they're unconscious, turn them onto their side. I like that. They spelled side CIDE. I'm not a smart person, but I think that they've got side misspelled there. Well, they got a couple words misspelled here. Um, do not restrain them. Use de escalating techniques. Again, that's how you got to keep them calm. Work at keeping them calm. Do not let them get hyper excited. Okay. Their body is already in a state of wanting to be excited. Um, Make sure that you can report to the EMTs or to the police the substance taken if you know how much they've taken, medical history, and any other medications. Make sure that you are there to let them know. And this is another thing that just look, I cannot get this across enough. Okay, when the EMTs get there, don't hem and haw around if this is recreational or medically prescribed. Even if it's illegal in your state, make sure that you're honest with them. You've got to make sure that you're honest with them. This is not a time to allow your vanity to take over your safety. If someone that you love, or someone that you know, or someone that whatever, if you see someone who is struggling, you've got to make sure that you are wide open and honest to make sure that we can save their lives. Now, again, we're talking about ketamine because it's in the news right now. And the reason I'm doing this show is very simple. I'm not doing this because I believe one way or the other. Elon Musk was treated for depression with ketamine. Is he misusing it? I am not at liberty to say. I don't know. I don't know the man. Anybody else to tell you that he's misusing it, if they're not a doctor? Look, we can all have our thoughts. We can all have our thinkings of this. All of us can. We can all have our theories. We can have all that. That's fine. You and I can sit there and have a conversation, and we can dictate towards each other how we feel about it. But the truth is that, you know what, if we're doing it as professionals outright, if we're telling people that, well, it's obvious that they're dot dot dot, all we're doing is a disservice, and we're providing dangerous information. We're doing this right now because there are people who are out there seeing things that are going on and think that that's the norm. That what's going on with the possibility of a little bit of maybe derangement, or possibility of all the other BS that's going on right now, that, oh, well, I'm not going to use ketamine, or I'm not going to allow somebody else to use ketamine, when it could be the treatment that they need. It could also be something that we're going to talk to somebody about, that they have an interest in trying ketamine therapy, and they're going to go, you know what? I've had problem with other things, that I think this might do me a disservice, and this might be something I want to stay away from. We're not doing this as a pro ketamine program, as an anti ketamine program. We're not doing it as either. I'm doing this because, damn it, we need to know truths. And again, it doesn't matter if I am independent, which I am, Republican, or Democrat. It doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. And I am not going to sit here and bullshit anybody around when it comes to this stuff. Because if this is something that's going to help you stay on this planet in a happy, healthy manner, I want you to know about it. If this is something that is dangerous to your system, or dangerous to the people around you, I want you to know about it, because I want you to be able to take the information that I have found and do your own studying, and make sure that you make an educated guess on whether this is a program that's right for you. I am not going to tell you it's good to do. I will not tell you it's bad to do. I will tell you the experiences I've had with medical marijuana, but I have never used ketamine treatments. And I've used medical marijuana I've also used recreational marijuana. I'm not going to lie about it. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell you if I've experienced things, because it does you no good for me to not tell you what my experiences have been. Medical marijuana, I get very anxious. I also start laughing my ass off. There's a video. God, I'm going to start laughing right now thinking about it. There's a video of two cats that are standing on their haunches, and one just takes and kind of pushes the cat over. Folks, I swear to God, I thought I was going to die. I was laughing so hard at that video. I mean, so hard. It was ridiculously stupid. Ketamine is used for rapid relief for treatment resistant depression, TRD, treatment resistant depression. It's very fast acting. Okay. Ketamine can alleviate depression symptoms within 24 hours. Studies show that the Sopravito offers swift relief. And so, these are just, you know, this is something that can really take somebody from the highest of highs to the lowest of low, or from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs very quickly. There is a study that I was reading into, and this study will be available in the description once I add this to the website. So this study will be out there on the description, so you will be able to look into this study yourself. But this was a study done by, and I'm sorry, I'm looking for it right now. This was a study that was completed, and oh, geez, where'd it go? Ah, there it is. By Harvard. So, sorry about that. This was a study completed by Harvard, but they talk about how quickly it worked for people. Okay, so once again, this will be available in the description of the video when it's added to my website, and when I share it out on social media posts, you will have all of the resources that I've used to put this together. Sustained effects. Following a series of 6 infusions of ketamine, more than half of patients stay symptom free for up to 16 weeks without boosters. I'm going to say that's a positive. But that's only a positive if your body can, if your mind is set for this, if this is the right treatment for you. It's very effective against suicidality and severe depression. Significant outcomes in the 2023 trial found out that 52 people in remission are severely depressed patients after just 3 infusions had less than half of the symptoms continued after 3 of the infusions. So, in other words, trying to make this a little clearer because it's a little hard to read, but after the third injection or infusion, over half of the people with that stopped feeling suicidal. So over half of the people started to step away from the curb with severe suicide ideation. Researchers suggest that PTSD, OCD, and substance use disorders, eating disorders, and suicidal ideation, along, um, it needs more research. They are not 100% positive. Not all researchers are. But then again, if it was something that every researcher thought that, it's 100% works, well, guess what? I don't think that it would be I don't think it'd be a true research. There's always going to be people who are going to, find problems with it. This is a widely available program. Okay, there is a nasal spray, and that's the one that Spravato, I think is what it's called, Spravato. But you have to maintain supervision. When you drop the ball, when you let it go, when you start in a in a better way, when you start using it properly, and you drop the ball, that's when you get into the problems. You should always follow up any ketamine treatments with counseling. Make sure you talk through this. Make sure that your doctor, the one who prescribed this treatment, make sure that they understand what you're continuing to go through. That way they can either alter up the doses, lower the doses, whatever it is. But you've got to maintain open dialogue with your doctor. Some of the short term, and here we go with some of the negatives. Okay, like I said, this isn't all, I'm not pushing it. Some of the negatives, short term side effects include disassociation, dizziness, nausea, elevated blood pressure, and transient confusion. You can find all of this by going to Wikipedia, because we all know Wikipedia is the best place to go and study things. It's a place to go and study things, though, folks, really. Higher doses or misuse can include K-hole states, deep dissociation, and hallucinations. There is a high potential for misuse. This is one of the things that's being said about what's going on right now. Is there was an addiction and it was started to be misused. But again, I'm not going to tell you that's what's happening. I am not a professional. I have no idea. Honestly, it could be one of those things where you get told all the time when you type out a response to somebody in a tweet, in a text, in an email that's highly charged. Go for a walk before you send it, because you don't know what the hell's going to happen. And after 5 minutes, you know what? Your mind might have changed. So I'm not going to sit there and say that anybody was misusing it and that's what's going on. Again, I've got my own thoughts and I'm allowed to have those. But I'm not going to report to you what I think, because what I think is it doesn't matter. It is a Schedule 3 substance, controlled substance here in the United States. Some non-medical users develop a tolerance and addictive patterns. Long-term or unsupervised use linked to cognitive impairment, bladder degeneration, and urinary tract damage. There is, right now, one of the major problems that they've got with this treatment right now is there is a lack of long-term safety data. Most studies are only around 6 months. They don't have a longer they don't have a longer outcome of what's happening. Okay, they don't know if what's happening with neurotoxicity, organ damage. I'm going to tell you right there, just reading this, me, myself, I would say that, with the problems with the urinary tract, and the bladder degeneration, what's going on there, I'm going to say that if you're going to continue to use it, that's something that you definitely want to take and look into on your own. Okay, look into your family genetics, look into everything that's about, in your past. Is this something that is going to, is this going to lead to problems? You know your body well. Is this going to lead a problem with who you are? This is a very, very extremely expensive treatment plan. Talking about $600 per infusion, and guess what? It is not going to be covered by your insurance. One of the other problems is that the qualities vary. So where you think that you may have one great response with it the first time, the response might be different the next time because it's going to be varied. This is something that's going to happen when you're chemically doing anything with chemicals. Anything with chemicals. While we want to think that everything is like McDonald's and everything can be replicated the same every time, where a measuring spoon is pretty accurate, it's not completely accurate. When you're doing something with chemicals, there's going to be changes. A chemical composition is going to have differences every time you put it together. So if it doesn't work right, if it doesn't work the second time the same way it worked the first time, you'll understand why. As long as you're set to understand why. I know from my own experience, when it comes to pain relievers, when it comes to painkillers, tramadol, hydrocodone, acetaminophen. I don't take hydrocodone. Hydrocodone, acetaminophen is what I take. Um, but I know there are certain days that I do that stupid thing, and I'll end up taking more because the effects are not the same. It's not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to do. Stick to what you're prescribed. Yes, kettle calling the pot black. I understand, but this is the truth. One of the biggest problems that they're having with reporting is people stop going back to doctors and people stop being honest. Okay, the reporting stops, and this is why it becomes so dangerous. Here are some of the signs, again, with overdose. These are the signs that you need to be looking out for. Severe confusion. Again, when you walk up on somebody who's confused, I know how scary that can be. If they're having muscular problems, Say their muscles just, stop working. There's an immobility problem. You know that they've been on ketamine. You might want to call for help immediately. Loss of coordination, slowed or stopped breathing, unconscious or in a coma, bluish lips or fingertips, nausea or vomiting, and of course, seizures. Somebody's got chest pain or an irregular heartbeat, no matter what it is, folks, don't mess around with chest problems. Okay? Extreme disassociation, a complete disattachment from reality. If somebody is out there and they are way off from who you know they are, they're starting to go into something that's completely different, in a different direction than they've ever been before. You know that they're trying this treatment. You know that they're trying ketamine therapy. But they went from being, a person who is over here, yet everything that they're saying right now is completely the hell over here. That's something you might want to watch out for. Severe hallucinations or paranoia, panic attacks, or intense anxiety, or of course, violence, or wanting to do self harm. Call somebody immediately. Again, we will have a couple numbers posted on communitypayitforward.us. That's communitypayitforward.us. Go to where we've got the podcasts, and if you look under Footprints Forward, you're going to see a couple suggestions on who you can call. Okay. Check for the breathing. Begin CPR if you're trained. Do not restrain them. If you're restraining somebody who's having a panic attack, they're only going to fight more. There's more of a chance that you are going to get hurt or they are going to hurt themselves. So avoid restraining. Intensify the calming. Just be calm with them. Provide as much information as you can when they get there, when help arrives. What kind of substance, how much and when, any medical history, and whether the person is on any other medications. And that's very important too. Make sure that you've got, you're really aware of any other medications that the person's on, because if they take and they mix another medication, it could be toxic. If you or someone you know, someone you love is going to try ketamine, make sure you're under medical supervision. Make sure you maintain medical supervision. Never mix ketamine with something like alcohol or opioids or anything else. Your doctor's not going to tell you it's okay to do, don't do it. People with respiratory conditions, cardiovascular disease, or mental health vulnerabilities should exercise extreme caution or avoid it altogether. Okay? So it's not telling you, again, we're not telling you this is not for you, because we're not a doctor. We're not anything. I am just reading what I've been able to find. Again, I've got some information here from Harvard that I will attach. That study, that booklet, I'll attach it to the website so you'll be able to read it. I've also got another Um, Another reading that we'll be attaching, um, from sorry, from Michigan. So, like I said, there's there's tons of stuff out there, folks. There's no reason to walk into this blindly. Avoid recreational use. Dosages are unregulated and risk an overdose. It is so much easier to go into an overdose if you are unregulated. This is what's been reported, and this is the reason why this is so important. It's because this has been in the news. One very out out in front of you person, it's come to light that he's used and been on ketamine treatments. We know for a fact he was at one point in time prescribed these treatments. And this is where you get into trouble, okay? Because one person claims that he's no longer on them, while others are saying he is definitely on them. But I want to repeat what I said before. You can believe what you want to believe. But to report something you don't know, or to have an opinion that's going to scare somebody away from something that they desperately need, is irresponsible of you. Quite frankly, when it comes to it, your life is not affected whether this person is still on it or not. My life is not affected if this person is still on it or not. Now, what this person was doing in office, that has effects on people. Were some of his decisions possibly affected by this? Possibly. But again, his decisions could have been affected by just who this person is anyway. Look, a jerk is a jerk whether or not they're stoned or drunk or completely sober. A jerk is a jerk. This guy could just be a jerk. Then again, he could be the nicest guy in the world who, when he gets into a situation, turns into a jerk. These are all possibilities. We're doing this because we're trying to raise public awareness of ketamine's potential risks and uses. Risks and benefits. There is a huge difference between responsible use and self medication. And we cannot let media and other people's words dictate reality. You have to be informed, and you cannot let things scare you away from things that could potentially save your life. Here's a little bit of for and against. Speed of relief, life saving for it's extremely effective immediately for life saving for suicide crises. The argument against is it's rarely permanent and requires maintenance. For ketamine, FDA approved for the Spravato and REM's protocols. Against ketamine, private clinics lack constant oversight. Side effects, typically transient in clinical use, and against is disassociation, hypertension, nausea, and bladder issues. Long-term safety, there are some evidence of remission. Limited side effects have been reported. The long-term safety against unknown brain or organ effects, potentially neurotoxicity. We just don't know yet. There are the cost. When it comes to the cost, it's supported by some institutions and clinical models, yet it's often too high of an out-of-pocket expense for a lot of people to not just once attempt it, but to maintain it properly. This is something that there's a lower addiction risk when it's done properly, but it's so easy to be misused. Some of the guidance that they suggest are in assessment. Make sure that you're only using certified in a certified setting. Make sure you're adhering to dosing and monitoring. Make sure you're teaming with therapy and follow up. You also have to make sure that you are legally compliant, only using under prescription, avoid recreation. You cannot, I cannot tell you whether or not you should do this. Only you can do that. This is your life, by the way. While some people are going to tell you which way to go, you have to make sure that you are well aware of what's best for you. Your life deserves the opportunity to try everything that you can try. I want to close out this episode by reading a couple statements that I found by people who have tried ketamine treatments. First, one of the positives. It feels like the opposite of depression for me. The first session was sudden joy. intense curiosity and hopefulness, and a sense of universal connection and well being. I am way happier, calmer, or more optimistic version of myself now. The next person said, ketamine truly saved my life. I felt like a different person. For the first time in as long as I can remember, I'm not scared, or I am scared of death, and I'm not praying for it. I'm sorry. Let me reread that one because I messed it up. It took me off guard. Ketamine truly saved my life, and I felt like a different person for the first time. And as long as I can remember, I am scared of death and not praying for it. I have been doing ketamine therapy. This is the third one. I'm sorry. I have been doing ketamine therapy for 3 months. I want to tell you that I don't feel the difference yet. But after seeing the data, I was I was helped by it helped my mood so much. I believe that it has given me more energy and it changed my mindset. Those are three examples of some of the positives that people have said. Now, some of the negatives. Today, I had my first IV ketamine experience. I started to experience the same looping paranoia, intense shame. I am feeling so much shame and despair tonight. I wish I could just press the button and stop existing. This is something that is going to have an extreme effect on your emotions. The feeling, this is the second experience, the feeling of blissful disassociation for a couple hours didn't actually improve anything in my life. It was mostly felt like an exercise in spending money to feel funny for a few hours on the weekend when what I need is material changes. The third one, I had a very dark and scary ketamine therapy session where I essentially died and I was in purgatory. It was incredibly abstract. Right now, I feel worse than before. And the final one is ketamine therapy worked for me, but almost 2 weeks, I crashed from 80% back down to 15%. It was a miracle in reverse, and it sucked. Effects are going to vary. They don't they don't joke around when they say that. It's not a joke when they say stuff like that. Effects vary. Personal thoughts on this. This very well could be the thing for you if you walk into it wide awake. If you walk into it understanding that this is a treatment, this is a portion of a treatment. That's very important right there because that's something that they make very apparent. This is a portion of a treatment. You have to continue with therapy. You have to get into therapy because you have to let people see who you are, how you are acting, how you are reacting. People need to be there. People need to be able to tell you, we've got to stop this now. If you're doing this on your own, it's dangerous. It's so dangerous. So please don't do it on your own. You've earned the right to be happy. You've earned the right to investigate everything that you can investigate. You cannot let the news affect your happiness. Through all the garbage, all the bullshit that you're hearing in with what's going on right now, it's going to affect your mood. Okay, you're going to be happy. You're going to be well. There's nobody who's happy right now. So let's just get that out of the way. There are some people who are miserable because of what's going on, and some people who are thrilled because of what's going on. All right, you're one side or the other. There's nobody who's in the middle on any of this right now. But I don't care if you're on the left or if you're on the right. You don't have the right to tell somebody that they should not test, that they should not look into something that's going to positively affect their life. You can also not use one person as an example of what's going to happen, because what works for you does not always work for me. Be safe out there. Just make smart choices. When you look into your own life, when you look into your own heart, you'll know what you need to do. My name is Zak Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. I want to thank you very much. Once again, if you have anything that you would like to ask, if you would like to anything that you would like to respond to this, please like, share, or comment. We need your help to make sure that we're sharing out all of this information. Right now, ketamine is a very, very hot and touchy subject. I am going to ask you one favor, though. Don't turn this political, because this is not political. This is dealing with people's lives, for God's sakes. You don't have to like it. But if it's going to save someone else's life, they don't have to care if you like it. If you see that somebody is going in the wrong direction, be responsible. Tell them or tell someone else. Hey, I've noticed a dangerous change in you. I just want to let you know that. Are you feeling okay with this treatment? Is this treatment really good for you? I'm just asking because I'm concerned. Love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zak Clayton. Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care. Please check out what we do on Community Pay It Forward by scanning these top 2 QR codes. If you're in business, you want your business to make a difference in this world, scan that one. Join our program right now. Be a part of the change. Be a difference in someone's life. If you'd like to get a decaled shirt and help us get ready to start making a difference for small in fundraising, we ask you to please keep tuned today, because you're going to find out a way that you can take and support us in making a difference in people's lives. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Please remember that if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Like, share, comment. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you next week.